Okay, after checking my code, I finally found a very silly thing that I did, and I think it's, if you notice, the error was coming from here, items qs dot the question. We forgot to set this in the constructor of question. Okay, so what you need to do to rectify the error is go to questions, question class, that's this. And then if you notice in here, you can even see there's a green line there telling us that we created the question, but we did not assign it, we didn't use it, so we forgot to do that. And this is where we're going to do it. The question, you're going to type the question is equal to q, and that is it. That should assign the question. Okay, let's go ahead and test the program again. So add more questions. Who is your tutor? And then we're going to add option A. We're going to say John, Mustapha, Abdul, Jack. Okay, and then the answer should be B, and then we click on add. You can see that immediately shows you who is your tutor is one of your questions in the game, in the quiz. And then we can add one more. What is your favorite food? Biscuits, worms, I don't know, tuwo, and begiri. And let's choose C as the answer, and then add, click on add, and oh, I accidentally clicked that twice, so that entered, no, I didn't click that twice. I think we have a problem somewhere we need to debug, but yeah, it added the what is your favorite food, but then we have two questions for who's your tutor and who's your tutor twice. So I think it's a bug. We're going to take care of it. Let's just test it one more time to see if it's a serious bug we need to handle. So where did you school? And then you can put ABU, CAB, I don't know what that means. I don't know what university is that. USI, USO, yeah, whatever. MMC. Okay, so the answer is A, and click add. Yeah, I see. We're repeating the number, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions, and there are repetitions. It's a bug. We're going to take care of it, but before we do that, let's use this remove to the remove doesn't work also. Okay, so we should, yeah, I expected that. So we're going to take care of that. It's obviously a big bug, so I'm going to pause this and try and see what the problem is. Okay, so I think I found what the problem is. Let's just remove this. This wasn't part of our code before. I think the code was index to remove. Yeah, this was how the code was. Now the problem is because index to remove, it might not necessarily be initialized, because we're saying is equal to questions list box dot selected index. What if the user has not selected anything in the list box? So what we need to do is set this to 0 at the beginning. So by default, if the user does not select anything in the questions list box, it's going to remove the first question. And also necessary, it's not absolute that sorry, this index to remove. It's not absolute that there is something to be removed. Okay, so we always need to check if program dot questions is greater than 1 before we remove a question. If program dot questions is greater than 0, that is when we that is when we remove a question. We attempt to remove a question. Okay, and also reload the list box only if program.questions is greater than 0. Program.questions.count is greater than 0. That is when we remove. Then finally, I think I also saw one more error, which was in the load questions. The way we were loading the questions, we should always clear, okay, clear the list box before we add the questions to the list box. So questions list box items dot, is there something like clear? Yes, there is. So we're going to clear the list box. That was why we are having duplicated questions. Okay, so let's test this again. Add more questions. Who is your tutor? Mustapha, Abdul, John, Jack, and the answer should be A, and click on add, and then we're going to add one more question. Where did you school? It's going to be UBA, AFG, whatever that means, OAU, and ABU. Okay, so let's say the answer is D. Okay, and add one more question. So you can see now everything's working fine. So let's add one more. What is your favorite food? And we have rice and stew, fried rice, tuwo, and finally begiri. Okay, so let's say the answer is B, and let's add that. Fine, now we can go back to the main menu and play quiz. You can see the first question is, who is your tutor? And you can choose. It says it's correct. We forgot to load the next question after, so let's go back and restart the program all over again. So yes, it is working. Yes, like I said, the program is working as expected. We're just going to handle one more little thing we missed out. Oh yeah, it's in the play quiz form, isn't it? So here it is, play quiz form.cs. Let's right click and choose view code, and the play quiz form load next question is called at the beginning, and then also when you click on a button, after button A click, it should load next question. So load next question. Okay, and we should also copy this, Control C, Control V, and Control V here in button C click. Notice where I'm putting the load next question is always within button A click, but it's the last thing you write after button in button A click event handler, also included in button B click event handler, also included in button C click, and finally as the last item in button D, click and save. Remember to save, and then test again. Now we have to start all over. I'll show you how you can write to file. The reason why you would want to write to file is because when you write to file, whenever you start the program, all the questions that you've added to the program are going to be there without removing them. Like right now, if whenever I start the application all over again, I need to create the questions again. All right, but if you write to file and store it somewhere in a file in the computer, whenever you start the program, whatever questions you have already added in a previous running of the program, immediately you start the program, you'll see that the questions are already there. You just need to add more. Okay, I think that's going to be a tutorial for another time, because right now I'm really really out of time. I need to, I think, get ready for work. So what is your name? Uh, we'll just put something silly. P R M H someone Jack. And suppose the answer is PR, so we're going to choose A. Okay, so we add the question. What is your favorite food? And rice, plantain, yam, cassava, and let's say the answer is D. Add. And one more question: what is the root of -1? Undefined. 1, -1, and 0. Let's suppose the answer is A and add that. Okay, we can now go back to main menu and play quiz. Now, what is your name? Remember, PR is the answer, so let's choose a wrong answer. MH, we're wrong, and it loads the next question automatically. What is your favorite food? What was the answer? I forgot. I think it's cassava, is it? Oh yeah, so I got that right. And what is the root of -1? Undefined, and I got that right, and my score is 2. Now I'm going to leave this as an exercise. When you have run out of questions, it should write, just like in the previous one, it should write the questions are finished. Your final score is 2. So in this case, it should show 2. Okay, so that's going to be an exercise for you. It's going to be it's quite easy. Just look at the previous tutorial we've done. I think it should be straightforward for you to know where you're going to write the code. So yes, like I said, editing the program for it to be able to store the questions, so that when next you start the application again, you don't have to write the questions all over from the beginning. For that, it's going to be on another tutorial. So I look forward to hearing from you, whoever it is that asked for this tutorial later.